Hello everyone, it's been a while. I haven't made a video in a few days because of, in the Christmas period, and also so I've had some guests. My daughters have been here, and also my daughter, the one that lives with me, just um, stays in our room opposite where I'm making this video from. So most of the time it's a bit uncomfortable. I wouldn't say uncomfortable. I don't feel as free. Again, this is a choice. Um, 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 Making these videos when she's in her room as I do when I'm alone with you guys. So I guess this will lead us right into the video. This will be another video about choice. I just realized I actually made a video before about choice, but I've had uh, a truer grasp on what choice really is and how it really how choice is really what it means to be a god. Choice, yeah. When we say being a god, choice is choice is what makes us a real god, because there's nothing higher than choice. So before I get into the video, I will let's do what we always do here. We acknowledge ourselves as creator beings who understand the process of creation, who create through thought, who create by feeling good about our thoughts, feeling good about our ideas, nurturing our thoughts and our desires, and nurturing them by having strong positive expectations that our desires are going to come to pass, which is another word for knowing, and staying in alignment with our thoughts. Um, yeah, until finally our the masculine provider energy pours into the physical 3D space that we've created, pours our desire, our physical 3D form desire into the space that we've created for it to be poured into. So today I want to talk about choice. What I realized over the past 3 days is that, like I said, choice is what really makes us true creators. And I'm going to explain what I mean by that, because so far I've just been talking about, feeling good, having thoughts, and all those things. But I was listening to April Mason's one of April Mason's YouTube videos, where she was talking about being out of alignment with the love that you want. She's talking about she caters to women who, she's a relationship coach, and she caters to women who are seeking to be in love relationships, all kinds of love relationships, and she was talking about the realizations that she had, that many of our clients are out of alignment with the love that they say that they want, because they keep focusing on what they do not want. They keep focusing on what they do not want. They keep focusing on what they think they are not, like what they're insecure about, and they keep focusing on what they're trying to avoid. And so all those things um, culminate and become a big focus on what I do not want, what I do not want, what I do not want, and I'm guilty of that. Um, and it creates a hyper, I wouldn't say hyper, yeah, hyper focus on on, yeah, what we do not want, and we actually seek it out as we are focusing on the things that we do not want, because we become hypersensitive to, that's the word I was looking for. We become hypersensitive to the things that we do not want. So when you're hypersensitive to something, you pick it up quickly. It's almost like having an antenna that's tuned to something. In this case, an antenna that's tuned to, I don't want to be with a man who hits me or calls me a bitch. So if you're hypersensitive, or you're always thinking about that and always think about how do I avoid this? How do I not have this? You're constantly gonna be having that at the back of your mind, and that's what makes it easy for you to pick it up. And so it means your entire field, your field of creation, in this case, you wanting to be with a man who treats you like a princess, who gives you everything you want, gives you the experiences, or shares with you the experiences that you want to have, doesn't really have momentum, because you're so focused on what you do not want. Okay, so I'm talking about what is April Mason is was talking about, and I'm getting off topic. Well, not really off topic, but talking too much about focus. But yeah, she was talking about this one woman who said she wants to be with a guy who will be willing to look past her size 14 size or something like that. And she was like, you see, you this is what tells me that you're insecure about that. Instead of focusing on I am who I am. I'm the best that there is. I am, I'm I'm all that, saying I'm all that and a bag of chips, or I'm all that and a bag of celery. Instead of focusing on that, instead of focusing on how great you are and how exceptional you are, instead of focusing on how much of a goddess you are, or a god force you are, you're looking for something as puny as your size to diminish yourself. But she didn't say it in that way, but I'm saying it in that way. That's what she said. She said, and when you do that, you meet men who pick on you simply because that's what you are. That's what you're focused on. You're focused so much on. I don't want to be with a man who. I want to be with a man who does not care about my size 14 size. Says that I am insecure about that size, and whatever you're insecure about, whatever you diminish in you, becomes becomes whatever you diminish in you becomes illuminated. And she was talking about how she's choosing that. She was like, you're choosing that. And I know. And so I was thinking about all the things that she was saying, and I also was listening to Mr. Joe Dispenza. Dispenza? Yeah. Joe Dispenza's videos about how we continue to live the lives that we live every day because we continue to do the same things every day. We continue to have the same reactions to our environment, continue to have the same triggers of we continue to relate to our environment the same way that we did yesterday and the day before. So we don't change anything. Nothing changes because we wake up on the same side of the bed. He was saying, you go to the toilet, and then you go to the downstairs. You make a cup of tea or a cup of coffee. A routine or your ritual, and then you come up. Then you groom yourself go to the back again to the bathroom, take a shower, get dressed, to groom yourself to look like how everyone expects you to look like, because that's how you look like over the past I don't know, 40 years or so. So you're continuing to do the same thing, having the same thoughts, which means you're doing the same actions over and over, and also having the same triggers. You go to work, And the same people that you hated yesterday or last week, you still hate them. You still have the same energy with them. So nothing changes, because it's like you're on a hamster wheel doing the same thing over and over and over. And he was saying that if we want to change our reality, we have to change our personality. We have to change who we are. And that got me thinking about choice. From moment to moment, I realized that from moment to moment to moment, I make a choice about what something means in my environment in relation to me. Okay, let me not start there. I realized that in order to be greater than my environment, which is what Joe Dispenza, I got that from Joe Dispenza. He said, in order to change your reality, you have to be greater than your environment. You have to think above your environment. You can't just think equal to your environment. That's what he was saying. You can't think equal to your environment, which means thinking equal to your environment, meaning, you have the same triggers. Your environment, you get up in the morning and you see, I don't know, somebody walking their dog, and you're like, you have the same thoughts again about that same person. Like, maybe you're thinking, look at them, look at them walking their dog. The leash is too long. If this dog does this, you're having the same thoughts, having the same reactions. You look outside, you see your car, and you have the same thoughts about your car. So that's what he meant. You're getting ready for work. You have the same thoughts again about your job. Oh my God, I have to get up. I have to go to work. I have to go to this job that I hate. So that's what he meant by saying you have to, in order for you to change your reality, you have to think greater than your reality. You can't think equal to your reality. You can't have the same triggers. Because if you continue to have the same triggers, that means you're reacting to the same thing the same way. So it's not going to change, because you are in a holding pattern where the same meaning that you had of something in your environment is the same meaning you have today, and you react to it again. The environment gives you the meaning and you react to it. The environment gives you the meaning and you react to it. So it becomes this circular thing that never changes. So this is why our realities stay the same for years and years and years. Or if changes happen, it just becomes minuscule. That's why we end up dating, men who look different but act the same, say the same things, treat us the same way, and we wonder why. Why do I keep attracting this kind of man? It's because we think the same way about men. We have the same thoughts about men. We have the same triggers and stuff like that. So we never think greater than our environment. So it got me thinking about the triggers that we have about in our environments, and also, how to change those triggers, and how I can create a new reality with that. First of all, let me talk about myself. So I was thinking, okay, so these triggers that we receive from our environment most of them have been given to us. We have a certain relationship with things in our environment. When I say our environment, I mean people, situations, circumstances, and the physical environment itself. Everything that we see in our environment has a relationship to us, and we have a relationship to it. The definition or the label we give the thing or the circumstance is what determines what the relationship is, what its relationship to us is. Let's say, for instance, I go out and I take a walk, which I try to do every morning, and I see people looking at me, and I immediately react by saying, "Look at them, they're looking at me. They're probably talking about me." Blah, blah, blah. These are the kind of thoughts that I've had for a very, very long time. So it means I haven't actually changed my thoughts. I'm just still thinking the same way. The trigger was people looking at me, and I immediately went into reaction mode by saying the same thing that I said yesterday, the day before, last year, 10 years ago. Instead of changing it, being conscious and changing and being greater than that, not just being greater than that, but deciding what that is going to mean. And deciding to give it a meaning that I will be greater than, a meaning that will not make me look weak, powerless, and like a victim. This is what I meant by choice is the real God essence. Because I realized that I have a relationship with everything in my environment. And almost everything that I relate to in my environment, I relate to it as if I am powerless, as if I am weak, as if I cannot change it, as if I am a victim. Almost everything. I realized that almost everything that, yeah. And most of these meanings were given to me. I didn't actually create them. I didn't create these meanings. That's what I realized. So I thought to myself, so in order for me to change the meanings of all the things that I see in my environment, in order for me to be greater than in my environment, I have to change all of the meanings that I've been given, and I have to create my own meanings. And my own meanings every one of my own meanings will have to be lower. I don't want to use the word lower, but will have to be in a position where I am the creator, I am the powerful one. I will not relate to anything in my environment as if I am powerless. Again, that's what I was getting at. Because when you think about it, if I go outside and I'm walking, I'm taking a walk, and some people look at me. People are gonna look at you anyway. So people look at me, and then I immediately go into look at me. They're looking at me. That's me being. What does that mean? That's me being a victim. Look at them. They're looking at me. What are they saying about me? All that is victim talk. It's like they must be saying something bad about me. Oh, poor me. I can't do anything. There must be something wrong about me. There must be something bad about me. That's why they're talking about me. That's why they're looking at me. Look at me. I'm so helpless. It's all victim talk. I realized that most of the things that trigger me in my environment, that I have given meaning to in my environment, I am in a relationship to them. I relate to them as if they are more powerful than me. And that is one of the things that I've realized this morning. That the power to choose to redefine all the triggers, if you will, or redefine every single thing. That's where the true power lies, from moment to moment to moment. It can be anything. It can be from going downstairs to drink a cup of tea. Like most of us, we go down, we make a cup of tea, we put sugar in or honey, and immediately we are saying, oh my God, why can't I stop eating? Why can't I stop drinking sugar? Why can't I stop having sugar? I'm going to be fat. All those thoughts are victim thoughts, because they make us seem like, first of all, there's something wrong with us, and they make us seem like we don't have the power to change, and they make us seem like something bad's gonna happen. Instead of having the definition, having the trigger that, oh, sugar's gonna make me fat. What about if I choose to say, no, sugar will not make me fat. I say what makes me fat. I enjoy sugar. and the enjoyment that I experience with it is more important to me than anything else. And I I choose I choose to see this as an indulgence that is very, very necessary for my creative force, for my creative force. It's also very necessary for my evolution. So that's how I relate to it. That's how I'm going to relate to this intake of sugar. I'm not going to relate to this intake of sugar as if I'm powerless. No, I'm choosing this. I'm choosing to have sugar in this moment, right now. And I enjoy it. And the fact that I enjoy it, that in itself is a noble end in itself. Enjoyment is one of the premier creative forces. So that trumps all. So yeah, that's one of the things that's what I was thinking about choice. Choice is what truly makes us gods, because in every moment we can choose. In every moment we're allowed to choose. We don't realize that we are making choices in every moment, because we've made those choices. Most of the choices that we continue to make every day, we've already made them like long ago. So now it's just it's just automatic. We just react automatically. We just react. And most of these triggers that we are reacting to, we are reacting to things that we didn't create these choices. We didn't make up these definitions. We didn't make up these labels. Yet we react to them in the same way. And this is what keeps us enslaved. This is what keeps us powerless and acting and being a victim, because we are reacting to something that, first of all, we didn't name the thing. We didn't create the relationship, which means we didn't create a relationship between the thing and us. And so therefore, if we just react, then the thing already has power over us, and it always makes us look like we are the victim. And therefore we cannot change our reality, because we are in this holding pattern. We are in this, we are in the, what will I call it? In the circumstance, in the triggers. We're in the triggers, in the circumstance, within the environment. We are equal to the environment. That's how he called it, Joe Dispenza. We're equal to the environment, equal to the circumstance. We are not equal. We are acting equal to the environment, acting equal to the circumstance, acting equal to the person, acting equal to the label or whatever. When we should be above it, we should be creating it, we should be naming it. And all this relates back to the Bible story of Adam, the creation of Adam. When God created Adam, he gave him the power of naming. He gave him the power of dominion, and also of naming. And this is where it comes. When you name something, when you define something, you define your relationship to it. So therefore, the power of naming is the power to decide what this means in my life. And I will always choose the meaning that is beneficial to me. It doesn't matter what other people call it. And this is a precarious place to be, because now I have to go and look at all of the meanings that I've allowed to influence me and influence my life, that I have nothing to do with. Even something as simple as texting, texting with a guy, all this thing about, if a guy texts you, if you keep texting a guy, then that means they're not going to respect you. I didn't create that meaning. I just followed it. Um, I don't think that's completely true, because if you respect yourself and you carry yourself with respect, and you you're so full of self pride and knowing who you are. It doesn't matter if you it doesn't even matter if you sleep with a guy. They're gonna respect you, because respect is who you are. It's nothing to do with what you do. So, but I didn't create that meaning. I just followed it. So that's the thing. I'm just at the beginning of this right now, so I don't really have many examples. And I have to go now and write, because writing helps me slow down time. It helps me slow down my thoughts, so I can be conscious about the I can be conscious about my triggers and change them in the moment, because I've had one such trigger for a very long time, relating to my skills and relating to my coaching practice and all that, where I was so scared of still scared of being criticized, because I um, defined criticism as something bad, something diminishing, because I listened to I bought into what other people um, defined it as, and so I've allowed this to stop me from doing what I wanted to do, because I never took the time to define it myself. I never took the time to, first of all, why would I decide that if I put something out there, it's going to be criticized? That's number one. That's the first, buying into bullshit. You know. Number two, if someone says something negative about what I have produced or created, my definition should be something that benefits me. It doesn't matter whether it's true in the world, as long as it's true to me. This is why your path is singular. And I've made that video before. I've made that video in the one of the past videos. Your path is singular. What is true for you might not necessarily be true. Not might, will not necessarily be true for the next person. It doesn't matter. As long as it's true for you, that's all that matters. We have been so brainwashed to look at what the collective says to be true, and see, yeah, what the collective sees to be true as true. And that's where we have, I was going to say missed the ball. Not really missed the ball. It's all part of evolution. Evolution. We'll evolve beyond this, and all of these will serve as lessons, but also they will all be part of things that make our vortexes and make our desires more potent. So yeah, it's all in service of creation anyway. But yeah, I don't really have much more to say. I just wanted to make a video about choice being the God force. The God force resides in choice. The choice to define, the choice to name, the choice to label, to create a relationship, the choice to create a relationship, the choice to a relationship really is what it is. Um, how do I relate to this thing? How what does it mean? The meaning behind this. Am I going to make it mean something that that's going to make me look like a victim or feel like a victim or feel bad, feel weak? Or am I going to make this thing mean something that's going to make me feel strong, powerful, elevated, like a god? That is the true God essence. And this is why has to be choice has to be taken from us in this world, in this current physical 3D world. The elite cannot allow people to have that much choice, because if people have the choice to choose what everything means for them, then there'll be no more rulers. There'll be, who's going to rule who? You can't have rulers. You can't have people ruling other people when you have different meanings to things, when you have different values, when you have different morals. The only way you can do that is when you brainwash people to have the same morals, to have the same values, have the same meanings to things, and the same relationships to things. Now you can control them. Yeah. But again, we are not victims here on this channel. We created this. It's not the elite. It's not the elite. It's not some god force outside there. We came to this world to we came to this 3D world to experience the limited human experience, to experience the limited humanness, and slowing down the process of creation is the way we wanted to experience it. And we created shame and fear and all these things that we do, to including the brainwashing and the collective brainwashing and all that. It's all part of it. So because the thought itself that the elite or some god out there is doing this to us is also a thought. It's also a victim. It's also a victim thought. We are gods. We are creators, and we create through thought. But I'm gonna add choice there from now on. Choosing. It's not just choosing what our thoughts would be. Well, it really is. Yeah, it's choosing what our thoughts would be. Choosing what meaning I give to my environment. Choosing what this is what's gonna get us out of. This is also another thing that relates to the question of how do you ignore your reality when you are creating a new reality. This is what actually inspired this thinking, or this answer. Because I was thinking, but it's so hard to ignore your reality when it's right in your face, when you're trying to create something new. And then I got to thinking, and then the answer just appeared. And it's in this way: when you change, the reason why we have such a strong reaction and we stay in our current reality, despite the fact that we want to create a new reality, is because we have just our current reality triggers us so much. It's just lots of familiar things that we have ascribed the similar meanings to, and they just get the meanings get activated. The meanings get reactivated and we get re-triggered. We don't change the meanings. So when we change the meanings, then we can change our reality. Then we can, then we can ignore or change our reality. And by we're doing that, then it gives us room to focus on or to create a new reality. Especially if we change the triggers in a way that serves the new reality that we are creating rather than the old one. So okay, I'm gonna stop here for now because I think that's enough. Otherwise I'm gonna continue just babbling. Mm, if I have anything else, I will come back again. But right now, this is what it is. This I'll call this choice two. No, I'll call this something else. Maybe choice and triggers. Choice, meaning, and triggers. Something like that. All right. Bye bye, guys. I'll see you later.